Drake is afraid of Kendrick. After he already dropped the response, I feel like Drake is still scared. Now, before we get into why I think that Drake is shaking in his boots as we speak, quick side note, I'm not on any team. I didn't pick a side, right? I have love for both of them, for Kendrick and Drake, for really different reasons, but, just trying to present my thoughts on this whole situation. Drake's initial response on push-ups as surface level and predictable as some of the bars were, I think it was still solid. One of the bigger bars on here is drop and give me 50. As clever this double entendre is, because, Kendrick did push-ups in the park and he literally has to drop 50% from his earnings and give it to TDE whenever he drops, even though he's not longer at TDE. It's not like Drake is getting 50%. So after all, this bar, has not much of substance in my opinion. I still give him credit for responding to everybody that has dissed him in some kind of way on this song, and also for pointing out this weird group dynamic going on with Metro Boomin in his 20v1 bar. I think that was clever and really needed to say this because it is kind of corny. Even though Drake shouldn't be too surprised, especially after sneak dissing the last couple of years, every rapper does a sneak diss sometimes, but Drake was really like pushing it, so he shouldn't be surprised. I wasn't surprised. Still, everybody that has had a problem with Drake at some point suddenly finds their voice after hearing what Kendrick did on Metro's album. And now they all respond. So that's kind of corny. So as I said, I thought it was a solid response, but I don't think that Kendrick has anything to worry about. I don't think that he has to feel really challenged by what Drake did in his diss track. I think Drake feels so too. Let's not forget that Drake mentioned his wife's name in his diss track. So everybody knows, Drake knows too, that Kendrick is not about to drop some warning shots, right? Drake seems scared the way he tries to press Dot's response with saying we're getting in our back on drop and give me 50 over and over in his song and on social media, while he took literally weeks to respond to Kendrick's initial verse on Like That. And no, him being on tour is not an excuse in my opinion. I really think he's trying to push that agenda of not dropping and being scared onto Kendrick and away from himself. The way he's been chronically online the couple of days, even putting out jabs, even though the match is already over. He really tries to get the people on his side, right? He tries to make them believe that he is really cooking him. He's really destroying him, even though he didn't even say all that much. I even wouldn't be surprised if the leaks we got from his diss track push-ups came from Drake himself, or at least from people around him. Because in this case, he would still have a way out in case the people didn't like what they hear. I was feeling that way after seeing him going crazy on IG like Nicki Minaj. So I thought, yeah, he might think that, it wasn't enough. This diss track wasn't enough for Kendrick Lamar. So I need to put out jabs even after my diss track. And now I feel like I am right, because he literally dropped another diss track. After listening to Taylor Made Freestyle today, I don't feel any different, to be honest. In fact, I feel like it's even more obvious now, saying things like, oh, I know you're struggling in a New York apartment doing lyrical gymnastics, and I guess we gotta wait another week because Taylor's the new top, and I guess we gotta wait because you need to improve. Like, Drake literally took weeks to respond, and has the need to tell us that he only took around 1 or 2 hours to do his diss track. So why is Kendrick taking his time? Like, it doesn't even make sense. He's sweating and shit. Like, it feels very hypocritical and like he's projecting. Also, this whole Taylor Swift thing is also hypocritical as hell, because Drake is literally known to make music just for streams and not for the music. Drake literally does music with whoever is popular at this point, even if the music doesn't sound good. Like that one track he did with Yeet, it was literally a Yeet track, has nothing to do with Drake, and Drake still wanted to be on that track and put it on his own album, which makes no sense. As much as he has a point with Kendrick claiming to be, doing music only for the music, and him doing songs with Maroon 5 and Taylor Swift is kind of, invalidating this position. Drake is the last person, in my opinion, that should speak about making music for the music. Also, saying "shut your hoe ass up and do some drums" to Metro, as funny as it sounds, and it honestly is, because he literally can't talk. It is the same thing as trying to get Kendrick to respond fast. Like, in the same way, Metro is a producer and he will literally do beats and drums because he is a producer. The same way, Kendrick will eventually drop a diss track because he's literally a rapper. About Snoop and Pac being on this track by I think I don't need to tell you how distasteful I think it is to put Snoop Dogg on this track, but especially Tupac. Like, he's literally dead. I think it is absolutely distasteful. It is crazy from Drake to do something like this. And especially making him say this is to Drake on this track so Kendrick can't use it no more for his diss track. People call it smart and strategically nice from Drake. I think it's cowardly. People online talk about like this is so smart, like Drake really does that, like he cooked him. Like, do you really think Kendrick Lamar, someone with the pin of a Kendrick Lamar, would struggle to find something to say about Drake? Literally Drake, one of the biggest targets in today's music. Drake is literally the easiest one. I think Kendrick will respond whenever he feels like it's time to respond. But I know 100% he's not getting pressed by a Drake. Yeah, what do you think about this whole situation? Do you think Drake is scared, or do you think his response is valid? When do you think is Kendrick gonna drop his response? Is it gonna be a song, maybe an EP on an album even? Because people speculated about it being an album in May too. I don't know. Might be. I think he is gonna respond in the next couple of weeks. But yeah, tell me in the comment section. I'm open to see what you think about this whole thing, and let's talk about it. Let's have a discussion about it in the comments. Thank you very much for watching, and I see you in the next one.